Aloha, this is Heidi Easy Peasy. In this video, I'm going to show how to use prefolds with wool diaper covers. I'll show you multiple ways that you can fasten a prefold around your baby if you're going to be using it with a pull-on style wool diaper cover. I'll also show you the options of how you could use a prefold under a wrap style wool diaper cover, either securing it on your baby or just using the prefold and the cover. How you're going to use prefolds with a wool diaper cover is going to depend mostly on the type of wool cover you're using. Whether you're using a style of wool diaper cover that you pull onto your baby, such as this knit wool soaker, or if you're using a wrap style wool cover that wraps around your baby and closes with either snaps or hook and loop closure. Prefolds come in various sizes, so the first thing is you're going to want to choose the correct size of prefold for your baby. I do have a separate video where I showed how various Cloth-eez prefolds fit on my baby as a newborn. Also, the Green Mountain Diapers website is an excellent source for choosing the particular prefolds that should work for your baby. For this example, we're using a Disana knit wool soaker in size 3 to 6 months, and I will be pairing it with this newbie Cloth-eez prefold. When using a pull-on style wool cover, you're going to want to start by wrapping the prefold around your baby and securing it on with some type of fastener. Some options are diaper pins. These are slide lock diaper pins from Green Mountain Diapers. I'm storing them in some e-bar. You could store them in soap. This slides up and down in order to release it or lock it on when it's on your baby. Boingos are another option. They come in pairs of 2. You can use just one at a time if your baby's small, or use both of them if need be. They have really sharp claws on the back here. And a very popular option these days is a Snappi that has the 3 arms with claws. This is the more modern used in place of diaper pins. There are multiple ways to fold the prefold. I will show you just a couple options here. First up, the angel fold. I used to refer to this as angel wing. I'm not sure if it's called both of them, but for the angel fold, you can bring in both sides a little bit so it's kind of on a diagonal here. This part's going to be the wings that goes around your baby. This part's in front. So then you lay your baby on here. You want to line up the back of the diaper approximately to their belly button. Now when I'm putting it on, instead of just bringing it straight up between their legs, I like to do what's called jelly rolling, and this is just going to help to get better poop containment. So I start about where it's going to pass between their legs and rolling in both sides, and then once it's rolled in nicely, I bring it up between. You can fan it out a bit at the top. If the rise is too long, like this is a bit high on her, I can fold it under. I'm going to kind of tug up this tab in the back, tug it up and pull it around. This tab as well, tug it up and pull it around. Now I'm going to take my Snappi fastener, fasten one side, pull and fasten the other side, and pull and fasten it down. And make sure that's really snug because those claws need to kind of grab in order to hold it in place. Now what I would do is I would check around the legs and just make sure it's tucked in really well. Having the prefold rolled in around the legs is what's going to help with poop containment, especially if you're using these on a newborn baby who still has really runny, explosive poop. So just check that leg so make sure it's rolled in really well there. Another option you could do is you could fold down the prefold a bit in the back, tucking it in to kind of make a bit of a poop pocket. So if any poop tries to spray up this way, it gets caught. I didn't really need to do that with my baby though. We had good containment, just making sure it was rolled in around the legs. So that was angel fold with jelly rolling. Now you can also just jelly roll it. And this is the method I was using for my baby as a newborn, and it worked really well to contain the poop. So what I would do is lay down the prefold flat, put my baby on it, again lining up about with the belly button. Now some people start rolling here a little more from the front. I tried to roll about where I knew it was going to pass right between the legs, so both sides just start rolling in. For me, this was just one less step to do, and this makes really good containment here. You can see it's making kind of a trench that the poop is going to stay inside. It does make a bit bulky of rolls though. Then once you've got it rolled to the right width to pass between the legs, bring it up. Again, same thing, you can fan it out a bit, fold it down, bring this back tab up and around, up and around. I'm using a Snappi, that's what I'm most comfortable with, but you could use the Boingo or the pins as well. And then again, once you've gone on, just double check to make sure it's tucked in well around both legs. Once baby has the Prefold secured on nicely, then that's when you're going to add the cover. For this one, I think it's a bit easier if I fold the waist down first, have my hand through to grab baby's leg. Now you're going to need to secure the Prefold on before putting on a very stretchy cover like this, because you need that Prefold to stay in place. This particular cover is not really going to do anything to keep the Prefold in place. These are very generously sized covers. If you need to, you can fold down the waistband, you could fold up the leg cuffs. So that's how I would use a Prefold along with a pull-on style wool cover. So that could be a soaker, it could be a pair of longies that's like a long pair of pants, it could be shorts. Oh, make sure that the Prefold is completely covered by the wool, and you're gonna want no clothes tucked in there because the clothes would get wet. So any type of style of wool diaper cover that gets pulled up onto baby, you want to fasten on the Prefold first. Now with a wrap style wool cover, you certainly have the option of fastening on the Prefold first. So if you're going to jelly roll the Prefold, secure it on, that's going to give us the best containment under this wrap style wool cover. Once you've got your Prefold secured on, go ahead and put on the cover. That's going to be the best option for really keeping things contained inside the diaper cover to prevent getting poop or pee onto the cover. It tends to be that poop might get on the cover around the legs or right on the back if you don't have that Prefold secured on really well. I'll show you another option you could do with a wrap style cover. If you want an option that's really easy to put on and take off, you don't want to have to deal with fasteners, you could just trifold the Prefold, so fold it into thirds, or you might refer to this as pad folding. Usually that's what you say if you're referring to a flat diaper. And then once you fold it into thirds, just lay it inside the cover. Now if you want to try to minimize the leakage here, try to make it so it's about the same width as the cover. So have the Prefold falling right inside this elastic here, and make sure it's going up to right below the elastic in the back as well. So it's really filling up that cover. If you make it too narrow like this, you can see then there's lots of opportunities for things to get on the cover. So just try to make it a good size here. Then we're going to bring baby on. So again here, I would kind of pinch or roll this in just a little bit when I'm passing it through, so kind of a slight jelly roll. And then for this cover, it works well to just bring around the tab, snap it in place, bring around this wing as much as you can. It's not going to come all the way around with this pad fold like this. Bring around the wing of the cover and snap it in place. Now this particular cover, this Babeegreens Classic Side Snapping Wool Cover, I found that this one does a pretty good job of holding the Prefold in place when you just have it pad folded, versus a cover that's more of a roomy fit or really bubble in the butt. It might not hold it in place as well. But you do need to keep in mind that with pad folding, this is not going to contain the pee and poop inside the absorbent diaper as well as securing it on your baby would. So if you're doing this especially with a newborn, you are more likely that some things might leak out of the Prefold and get onto the cover. It's just your choice whether you want the convenience and the ease of quicker to put on and take off, or if you care more about trying to keep your wool diaper covers clean. If you do end up getting just a little bit of poop on a leg band or up here on the back, you can spot clean it, so run it under some cold water, rub a stain remover stick, such as Bunch of Farmers on it, kind of pinch the wool to lift off the poop, run it under some more water. If you can get it off like that, then I'd squeeze it in a washcloth or a towel, hang it up to dry. You might want to re-add a little bit of lanolin to that spot once it's dry, either spray lanolin or just kind of pat on some melted solid lanolin, and then keep using it. If you get a big patch of poop on it, if it really gets poopy, then you'll want to go ahead and do a full wash and lanolize. That was just the very basics of using Prefolds with wool diaper covers. Thanks so much for watching. I hope now you feel confident to use Prefolds along with wool diaper covers. I also have a lot of other videos here on Easy Peasy. You can watch my video on how to wash and lanolize wool diaper covers, or my video showing exactly how all the newborn wool diaper covers fit on my son. I also have another video about Cloth-eez products showing how the various sizes of Prefolds fit on him. Please subscribe for more on natural cloth diapering and elimination communication.